What up, podcast? What up, podcast? We back, episode 36, the Kilo episode. The realest podcast ever. It's your boy, Shit Starter C. Diddy.
And I'm Humble Matt.
He's definitely Humble Matt.
Definitely Humble Matt. You know I deleted my Instagram.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm no longer Matt makes me sick.
Just Matt.
Just Matt.
Let's give it up for that. Matt deleted his Instagram.
I'll probably be back.
We gotta. In the meantime, we gotta solely rely on Chad and the realest podcast ever page to get the media out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like that was my one joint. I was trying to like hold on to it, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I've touched as many people as I could touch through that. And what's crazy is my Twitter is really booming.
Yeah, your Twitter rolling right now.
My Twitter booming. I got the shit I posted other day. I got like 4,000 retweets. It's like my Twitter's rolling. So follow me on Twitter. Matt makes me sick. I'm still on there. I love Twitter because I get news.
Remember when you was Matt World Peace?
Matt, I was gorgeous Matt at one point. Mitch hated me for that shit. Oh shit, good times, man. But yeah, I love Twitter because I get news, I get information.
Yeah.
It's actual links to no silliness going on.
I talk to people all the time, and they be like, "How do you know all this shit?" I'm like, "Twitter."
Yeah.
They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I follow Reuters, I follow the Associated Press,
Bleacher Report,
all
USA
that shit.
Today,
Yeah,
Daily
all my news
Mail,
from Twitter.
I follow all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I was telling my girl, I'm like, I follow so much news shit on Twitter, but then on Instagram, I just follow the
Niggas.
jabronis. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm just sick
Just
of
follow homeless people with social media.
dead ass dog. I saw a Kanika Jenkins challenge.
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
When I saw that, I'm like, you know what?
Gotta go.
Between the rappers with the beef and shit, and then that, I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, you want to touch on that real quick?
Not really.
So apparently, two different rap challenges going on in Philly. Niggas that's 62 years old coming out of retirement, rapping all up and down my timeline for the last 2 weeks. And apparently the starter of one challenge got mad at the starter of another challenge because apparently there can only be one challenge of rappers in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which I would have preferred that it only was one challenge because y'all niggas is rapping and tapping and spitting and skitting and shit all day long.
I'm so happy Meek signed with us. Like, really, just get your deal and get away. That's just...
It's like, yo, it's so much fucking, like, rapping on my timeline, yo. Yo, but real quick, though, he wasn't doing one of the challenges, but shout out to SMS Wink. He got the best freestyle. He wasn't even trying to do y'all challenges. He got the best freestyle out of everybody. He went crazy on that shit. Okay. Shout out to SMS Wink from North Philly, Strawberry Mansion section. His shit is crazy. In Philly rapper news, on a positive note, Rico Havoc signed with Atlantic Records.
I saw that.
Southwest on the map. Shout out Rico Havoc. Shout out his management, Mont Brown, my guy Quizzy. Matt Ox signed with Warner Brothers this week.
Yeah.
So
Gotta get your fidgets.
Gotta get your fidgets up, you know what I'm saying, for Maddox. So
Maddox.
Right now, Philly is booming. And Say Cheese Media, I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with them. He's actually from Philly, moved to I want to say Galveston, Texas, or somewhere in the southwest part of Texas or whatever. And he has this really big media platform. He's got a huge YouTube following and all that shit. And he covers all the indie rappers from all around the country. He interviewed Quilly some months ago. That was a big interview. All of the Baton Rouge rappers, all Chirac shit. Okay. He be in the thick of all of it or whatever. And his name is Sean something. But shout out to him. I would love to get him on the show. He got a lot of insight because he'd be moving around the country and shit, interviewing a lot of people. But he put out his list this week of the top 8 emerging markets for new artists for 2018, and Philly was number 6. Okay. And so far, with 3 months to go in the year, we already got 2 new artists with major deals. P&B Rock putting out his album Catch These Vibes, which he broke on the realest podcast ever, and on the Baltimore show that we did, the interview we did with him. Go check that out on YouTube. So it's a good time to be a rapper from Philly, but it's a bad time to be a rapper from Philly if you rapping on IG all day.
Yeah, Philly has to me, maybe third or fourth most talented city out of the country. I don't think anybody can grab Atlanta at this point.
Yeah,
LA is LA and New York is New York, but it's like, excuse me. Other than that, it's either Philly, Chicago, or Houston.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, Philly's right there. Just so much silly shit goes on and happens that, it's like niggas can't get out of each other's way almost. So
because it's a small big city, and I think that has a lot to do with it. So it's like as big as Philadelphia is, like literally, like we're at the border where we record as at the borderline of Philadelphia. We're in like Morrisville, Trevose area, whatever. But 5 minutes away from here is Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then if you go all the way down to the fucking airport, that's still Philadelphia. Like Philly's big, but the concentration of where all the niggas at is in the same 4 areas. Yeah. So it's fucking small. So it's easy and now because of the internet, everybody knows each other. It's easy for niggas to like literally and figuratively get in each other's way, and then all the silly shit begins from that point.
Very true. Very true. That's my, going back to what I started with, though, y'all weird for the week, man. When I saw that Kanika Jenkins situation.
Out of pocket.
And then I saw a guy, and this is just, I don't know why this has become, like, prominent in our culture. Like, the guys dressing up like women to be funny on Instagram. But the dude was dressed up like, remember the video where the shorty had the red hair?
Yeah.
Big, and he was, like,
and dude he got a big following, too. I couldn't understand why he did that.
And I just... Nothing about the situation was funny to me.
Yeah.
So I just didn't understand any of the jokes. I saw somebody climb into a fucking ice box outside of a gas station. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
And it's like with niggas, it's like y'all sense of humor has become so inappropriate that y'all almost be like waiting for the moment in a tragedy to be like, oh, so it wasn't such and such? All right, bet. Now the jokes is out. Like, it's still not funny,
it's
niggas.
Like motherfuckers is void of emotion almost. And it's just...
Like, who raised y'all?
Wolves.
Yeah. Or nobody.
Wolves or nobody. Yeah, exactly.
So, following up last week from
real quick, speaking of wolves, lady today on the bus was... No bullshit.
Speaking of wolves, lady on the bus.
Speaking of wolves, lady today on the bus got in an argument with another lady. The one lady was with her kids, and she's arguing at a bitch, what stop you getting off the bus? Da-da-da-da. And the lady is like, I'm not trying to fight you. Like, I'm coming from work. Like, you need to relax. And she like, oh, what, bitch, you scared? Which that's because you don't want to fight because you scared. And I'm sitting there to myself like, she's just not a ghetto moron.
Ghetto piece of trash.
And the lady who's screaming and hollering, her daughters are with her, and the daughters are gassing her up. And the fuel is actually working. And I'm sitting there like, yo, it's bad enough if your daughters got to stop you from rumbling. But the fact that your daughters are gassing you, and you letting them.
She on some nut shit, mom. It's whatever.
Exactly.
Fuck this bitch up.
And the mom really getting more and more enraged. And I'm like, the lady's like, you might have to call the cops. And I'm like, I'm really not trying to do the paperwork. It's like, I hope y'all can settle this shit.
Hope you can settle this amongst yourselves.
Really. I hope we can be civilized about this shit going northbound. But yeah, that shit today blew. I get off of work and I hop in the truck. I'm coming down Allegheny. I get to the red light at 26th Street. My passenger door opened. It was Deuce. I'm in the truck. Yeah, I'm going to 24th. I'm like, all right. Went down to 24th. Shout out Deuce. Silly as shit.
Oh, man. Speaking of Deuce, when the rap challenge beef news, when I broke it on Twitter, Deuce had no idea what the fuck is going on.
Deuce didn't know what was going on.
Deuce, how the fuck are you the young dirty nigga king and you have no idea that 2 rappers is beefing?
You don't know about the young dirty nigga news.
You don't know about the young dirty nigga news. I might have to strip your title or at least demote you to the YDN Prince at the very least. Like, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to come with the news. Shit. Normally, Deuce is breaking all the dirty nigga news on Twitter.
You talking about somebody's Twitter that's rolling. Deuce. Deuce's Twitter is crazy. My Twitter ain't that high.
So, going back to last week, we talked a lot about this Kanika Jenkins situation and just violence against women and, just needing more of a sense of community. My follow-up to this situation, and this is probably going to be the last time I talk about it, is just that nothing about what has happened to this point has added up. Like, the minute we left the studio last week, there was, like, the whole thing about, Jim Brown face is on TV with the, talking about he's seen the video and this, that, and the third. And then at that point, her sisters and her uncles and her mom hadn't seen the video. So we supposed to just trust Fred Williamson over here to fucking tell us what's going on with this situation. And it just is like so confusing because then when the video came out, we didn't see what he saw.
Yo, my girl's a flight attendant.
Yeah.
And she was like, this guy is on my flight and everybody's all hype about it, like talking to him and trying to get his autograph. She's like, I don't know who he is. And she took the picture and says to be like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, that's Fred Williams.
It's the Hammer. It's the Hammer.
And she was like,
Black
who?
Season.
I'm like, you never seen Original Gangsters? She's like, no. I'm like, yeah, that's OG. Right?
Yeah,
It's funny you say that.
Show some respect.
Yeah. Pay homage.
So it's like,
Fred Williams.
so in the videos that I've seen, it's like this whole situation is basically very disheartening because it's like even in death, it's like black women can't catch a break. So it's like she's gone, and then we still like playing games with what we try, how much of a effort we trying to put forth to figure out what's going on, and it's almost like the Rosemont police are just like, she killed herself open and shut. I'm saying she locked herself in the freezer, open and shut case. Like nobody wants to. It's like on The Wire when they was like turning fucking reds to blacks. It's like that sort of shit where it's like, man, we juking the stats. Like, and it's the end of the fucking year. Ain't nobody trying to put no murders on the board and had to actually do fucking work, man.
I saw people like, oh, the camera, like why is show coming off the elevator and didn't show her coming down the steps? Or I'm like, well, she didn't have a camera crew following her.
Right.
These are cameras.
These are cameras. There's blind spots
that don't move.
Yeah,
it's like it's not like somebody following
They
her.
end at certain places.
But the whole situation is just,
it's strange.
yeah, because it's like it's partial news coming out, then it's not. Then the guy, the Fred Williamson face comes out and was like, oh yeah, she went in the freezer on her own. Then they like, oh, but we haven't seen any video showing she went in the freezer, and it's like, but
we see her meandering around the whole downstairs area, supposed to be secured area of this hotel.
What was the old coach of the Cardinals? Fucking Dennis Green face. It tells us one thing, and then it goes the other way.
Yeah,
the whole shit is just.
It just doesn't make sense, and it's almost like the hotel and the police department is like, shh, whatever it is, like we ain't trying to figure out what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's important son is the one that like threw her in the freezer or some shit, and it's just like
I said the other day. My theory on the whole thing is she stumbled down into the fucking kitchen, she opened the freezer, walked in, fell, passed out. Someone who works there came in there and saw the freezer door open and just
closed it
and walked off.
Yeah.
That was my, Matt's hypothesis.
Right. Matt's synopsis.
Exactly. So it's like I can't tell you what really happened. None of us know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. You know
Definitely rest in peace. But my whole thing is just like the lack of effort being put forth in the public forum as far as like disseminating information and shit just shows like we really don't give a fuck that much. Like,
yeah, well that too.
Like we kind of could pursue some shit. We kind of could bust some heads, but it's kind of open and shut case. Have a nice weekend.
Shit, in the words of our great philosopher Dave Chappelle, Biggie and Tupac got killed, but y'all could arrest OJ the next day. Nicole Simpson can't rap. I want justice.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things.
So rest in peace, Kanika Jenkins, man. I hope her family can find peace in, this whole situation. I'm sure that like some sort of a wrongful death lawsuit is definitely coming the Crown Plaza's way. If I was them, I would sue the proprietor of the hotel, which is not actually the Crown Plaza. It's whatever local lodge company, LLC or LP, sue them, sue the fucking Crown Plaza, and sue the fucking police department for mishandling the investigation and piss poor dissemination of information in a way that disturbed the integrity of the case. So there's your 4 lawsuits. If any of y'all know her family, tell her to listen to this podcast. Those are your 4 lawsuits right there. Get money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Last week we opened the door. Do you want to talk about this Kevin Hart shit first or go to our top 5 general? Let's go to Kevin Hart first.
All right, yeah, we can do that.
All right, so apparently Mexican-born Philadelphia native Kevin Hart publicly admitted to cheating on his wife after an attempted blackmail.
I've been trying to figure it out all week.
Sting by this. Is she white? She's Spanish? I think she's Spanish.
Some sort of Latino.
She's some sort of Central American,
something,
or of Latina descent.
Yeah.
Apparently, now that we've had some days to live with this, she's claiming she's indeed a victim, and she's not the one who filmed this, even though there was only 3 of them in the room, and now they won't admit that. They won't even point the finger at the third person and saying she definitely did it. We know Kev didn't do it.
the past couple of days, I was on the tip like I know for a fact black men don't cheat.
Absolutely, Mexican-born Kevin Hart.
And I'm like, damn, is Kev not African American?
Yeah.
That's the tip I'm on because it's like this doesn't make sense. There are rare occasions that very rare that a black man can get like possessed and cheat.
Mm-hmm. Speak on it.
This didn't seem like one of those situations, but I will say this. I think it was kind of funny. The girl said he was drunk
and high
and on drugs.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't that drunk, but she said he was drunk and on drugs. Kevin Hart might have got raped.
It might. I mean, this is probably a prime example of rape culture.
Like, if this was a flip side, man and woman.
Oh yeah, it's rape big time.
It's like, and Kevin Hart's little. He's 100 pounds. He can't fight no woman.
5'4".
And it's like, if that is him in the takes, we don't even know if that's him.
Yeah,
it's just a small.
We just hear cheek smacking, and we see a little small black guy.
It could be fucking EK, Mont.
It could be little Duval.
It could be Ed. Where the fuck was Ed at?
Yeah. Y'all got basically what we're trying to say is all y'all got questions to answer. You know what I'm saying?
Don't really know if it's Kev.
Yeah, we can't really prove that it. Well, he kind of admitted that it was.
But you ever watch SVU?
Yes.
What do rape victims do?
What do rape victims do?
Blame themselves. I'm like, Kev's little, can't fight her off. He's under the influence of drugs.
Damn, I like where you're going with this.
And he blamed himself, and he looked fucking distraught in the video.
So clearly, they mollied my man up and just, got back to the hotel. He's just like, hey, I'm a little on.
In Vegas.
Can y'all walk me back to my hotel? And the next thing you know, like, he's knee deep in vagina. Like, and he's a small guy. That's drowning level.
Andrew Schultz made a very good point. He was like, you see this Latina, she's clearly displaced because of Hurricane Irma.
Absolutely.
So you giving her shelter, refuge.
Next thing you know, she's raping you.
You're getting extorted for $10 million. Like, we should be fucking applauding Kevin Hart for bringing her in. And
yeah,
boom.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that makes sense.
Getting the FBI involved is pretty much his only set of recourse.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like the local police, as we've seen, local police departments can't handle like a murder investigation, let alone something as severe as a drugging and raping of an international superstar.
And if you figure, she planted the phone to where the phone was like showing the mirror, the reflection from the mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this isn't an ordinary whore.
Yeah, no, this is a skilled, trained ninja whore.
This is no run.
This is
no run of the mill.
Have
whore.
y'all seen any of the G.I. Joe movies? She's a Cobra Kai level whore.
So it's like, you figure you're morally wrong because you drugged and raped a married man.
Yeah, definitely.
Criminally wrong because you this is premeditated extortion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if that matters, but
I mean, it's probably, we can put some more charges on her.
Put another charge or two, a couple more years. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel bad for Kevin in this situation, man.
Yeah,
because I'm on the tip where it's like, if he did it, then he's not African American,
right?
But if he was raped, then we need to stand up for our African American.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we stand with you, Kevin. We're going to support you through this whole ordeal. We're going to get to the bottom of this. TRPE will be here giving weekly updates, and any information we can give to the FBI, we're going to cooperate and do our best to try to get to the bottom of this clearly sexual assault at the very least.
At the very least. I found it funny, though, that, like, we're being silly, of course. I found it funny that, like, women were like, oh, how could he put himself in that situation? And I'm like,
easy. It's Tuesday.
And I'm on the tip, I'm like, it's Kevin Hart. Like, I think he made like $87 million last year. 88.
Don't cheat, my man.
Yeah, it's like, he can afford the fucking hangover, room at Caesars. You know what I'm saying? They in Vegas, 4 a.m. Then you factor in the fact that he was clearly drunk and drugged. It's just a bad situation all the way around. Just stinks. I feel bad for Kevin, this man.
Yeah, man. Somebody from Heartbeat Productions was supposed to take the charge, and none of y'all motherfuckers is standing up. Why don't y'all have a Kevin Hart doppelganger, somebody that's his same size and profile that y'all keep around at all times and be like, oh no, that wasn't Kevin Hart, that was Slevin Start. You know what I'm saying? That was this nigga. It was the doppelganger.
Yeah, how about it?
Doppelganger always getting Kev in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all clearly haven't thought this shit out.
The funniest part of it was on the did you see her press conference?
Oh man, she hired the scumbag scumbag broad / silly hoe attorney Lisa Bloom.
Yeah.
Lisa Bloom is single-handedly representing all the silly hoes in the country.
I found it funny that it's like, I know this chick is a silly whore because Lisa Bloom had to like let her borrow a blouse.
Yeah.
Because the blouse was way too big. Her shit was baggy than a motherfucker. I'm like, this lady doesn't even have a
I have
blouse.
something from Women's Warehouse that you can put on.
Exactly, so you can look presentable and shit. Maybe we should put her in a string of pearls.
Montia Sabag.
Yeah, and she got up there and was like, I'm not a hooker, I'm not a stripper.
I'm an actress
and a recording
and a
artist.
recording artist. Only thing you was recording was your cheeks getting slapped by an international superstar. You playing games, sis. Like, this whole shit is like, I'm tired of Lisa Bloom. Like, I'm tired of seeing Lisa Bloom pop up.
I mean, she's the go-to. She's the Cochran for that world.
It's like, that shit is crazy. Like, Black China, this one. Wasn't she Cash Me Outside Girl's attorney? Yeah. It's like all the silly hoes of all ages from 14
I was
up.
telling my job, like, I don't think motherfuckers realize just how much shit Cochran did. Like, Cochran was Snoop attorney when Snoop beat the body. He was Puff attorney when Puff beat the shit in the club. He was Michael Jackson attorney for the first child. Like, Cochran did a lot. Like, he was the go-to to beat your shit.
Yeah.
So it's like she's the go-to scumbag lawyer in this situation. So, have you seen all the shit like Kev posted a snap yesterday with Iniki. Is it Inikio or Nico? Nico?
Yeah.
But he posted a snap with like her in the car. She looked over it. Then they showed him the day walking into the condo.
And she was
she looked over it
and grabbing the door. Fuck you, bitch.
My thing is like she knew what she was getting herself into.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking with Kevin Hart for a reason. What Kanye say?
It's 1,000 you, it's only one of me.
No, that's a good one too. But the big song with Jamie Foxx.
Gold digger?
Yeah, what was the hook? I ain't saying
she a gold digger, but she ain't fucking with no broke niggas.
It's like if Kevin Hart worked at PGW.
It ain't happening.
Nah, you're not even gonna meet a woman named Inoko. So it's like
and she was a side chick.
Yeah.
So a famous quote in life that I love to use is that the same way you get them is typically how you lose them. So, you know, in this particular case...
But she ain't losing.
She ain't losing, but I'm just saying it's like the same problems that you brought on in the situation of getting with the motherfucker is typically the same problems you're going to face in a relationship. Like, at the very least, the good news is he's $100 million cheater now that y'all are together and y'all married. And, but I'm pretty sure his prenup is ironclad, I would imagine.
You think yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah.
He hid money from his last wife.
Yeah.
A lot of he had like $60 million from his last wife, like in the islands and shit.
Tiger, I remember Paul Mooney was like, Tiger Woods turned out to be a real nigga after all. Remember, he was hiding money in the Caymans and shit. Yeah, like it's just a bad situation. I know his next stand up's gonna be lit.
Oh man, I can't wait
because he normally goes into detail with all his infidelities and his problems and shit like that.
No, that's gonna be lit.
So that'll probably be a dope little situation out of it. Anything else you want to say on that situation?
Nah, I'm done with that. But pray for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, pretty much. Black men don't cheat, as always. And, stop drugging our kings.
Yeah. We have Black Men Don't Cheat shirts up live now on therealestmerchever.com as well.
Oh, we did get them up.
Yep, they're up.
Cool.
Yep.
Black Men Don't Cheat shirts on therealestmerch.com.
Yep. Please support that.
That's fly.
Boston, yet again, proving it's the most racist big city in America.
Yeah, what was that about?
Some cracker-ass Cracker fans decided to bring a sign to Fenway Park that said racism is as American as baseball.
Oh, wow.
Like a big-ass sign, and hung it over the Green Monster.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. So that basically marred that baseball game, threw everybody off. But it's just like, it just goes to show, like, the vitriol with which, like, Trump has stirred up the racist, like, underbelly of America and made people just like, fuck it. Like, what are you going to do? Punch me? Yes, I'm going to punch you, and then I'm going to sue you. Like, you're going to punch me, and I'm going to sue you, Tyrone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Boston is crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. Racism, it's fucked up, but it's the truth.
It's the truth, but it's like, God damn. like
shit.
On a Tuesday, this is the message you want to display to the fucking world. Like, holy shit.
Do you watch Insecure?
Yes.
The last, I finally caught up, like watched it all.
Yeah.
That last episode, that show that they watch on there, that Due North.
Oh my God.
When they was fighting.
I hate slavery. Yo, I cried for 17 minutes straight. Michael Jai White, I hate slavery. The bull came in and was like, such and such was having sex with such and such, and then such and such. I'm not dumb. I'm smart.
The masters.
You killed my wife.
The masters was rumbling, and the slaves was rumbling. That nigga said,
I was dead ass like, yo, is this a real show on HBO? Like,
shit.
can I watch this? Can y'all make this a real show, please? Holy shit, man.
Oh, man. But yeah, I finally caught up on Insecure. How'd you feel about it ending this season? We know we never talked about, somebody emailed me, like, y'all never talked about Power season finale either, too.
Because it's bullshit.
That's what I said.
You got these 3 fucking amigos sitting in the car together. They was trying to kill each other for 2 years straight. And now they best friends united by fucking Snuffleupagus fucking Dre and his big ass fucking snot box hanging with these fucking Mexicans. Now all of a sudden, like, y'all are best friends. Like this, y'all raised him up. Y'all can't just go, just shoot him. Like, why do we gotta plot and plan and wait a whole year for y'all to kill Dre bum ass? He was a street punk.
I found it really odd that, like, since we're talking about Power now, Tariq killed Ray Ray.
Yes.
Like, his mom and his dad.
With Tasha's gun.
His mom and his dad showed up and saw the body and Ghost is almost on the tip, like, good job. And Tasha's telling him how to clean this and clean that and clean. I'm thinking, like, this nigga ain't on punishment. Like, nothing.
You gonna go upstairs and you gonna get that lava soap.
Yeah.
And you gonna scrub your hands.
Powers, it's just literally getting to the point where it's like, I can't even, like, it's unfathomable.
So now, next season, apparently, I guess at some point, Tasha's going to go through the same shit Ghost just went through because her gun was used.
She admitted to it. Remember, she told the bull, like, I need you to be my lawyer and shit. So, yeah, Power's a mess. That's just a bad show. Insecure, though, was actually pretty good.
Insecure is entertaining as fuck because it fully examines all the bullshit that women do, black women in particular, and it's in a comedic way, but it's like, y'all kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, part of it is just kind of like, oh, this is just how it is. And then the other part is like, she does, her and Molly's very self-destructive. Issa's self-destructive, but Molly might be worse. And it's just kind of like, you know, all of the turmoil that black women go through as friends and, you know, jealous of this and your life not being where you wanted to be. It's just a real examination of like black life in the 2000s. Like, I think it's an excellent show.
One thing I think that's interesting on the show, and I'm like, is this really how you always like, because black men don't do this. We don't live through our friends.
No.
Like, I don't need to know what you get into daily, you know, but on there, it's like they can't function without knowing what you do, where'd you go, who was you with, how was it, and I'm like, are women really like every little thing they have to talk to each other about? And the show is it's a good show, it's entertaining, so it's like, it's definitely, I'm waiting for Billions to come the fuck back on.
I'm waiting for Billions and Homeland. Homeland got fucking pushed back to like May of 2018 because they doing some elaborate fucking production or whatever. Carrie is back in the CIA next season. I'm waiting for that shit. Have you ever gotten into Ray Donovan?
No, I keep saying I'm a
Ray Donovan is on now. I haven't really watched it much this season. They doing some weird shit like starting from the beginning and then coming forward. I'm gonna just binge watch it. Like, I don't have time for that shit every week, stressing me the fuck out. These cliffhangers every week.
Since you mentioned Boston, look, you want to stay? I want to do sports real quick. Get this out of the way
Hell
before we go into the other shit. Did you see Kyrie on First Take?
Yes.
How ridiculous was that?
Kyrie basically like called First Take, hey, I want to come on, for the purpose of saying and admitting absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Like, he just was like doing a Kyrie drill, just standing in place dribbling for the whole fucking 44 minutes.
He called them, said, I want to come on First Take.
And say nothing.
Got up there. Stephen A. Smith, first question said, so is the reason you left Cleveland because you and LeBron can't coexist? Why does it matter? Like, what?
Like, what, bitch?
Like, nigga, what? It was a mess. I'm like, yo, Kyrie literally been dodging questions for 20 minutes.
So now the whole week in the fallout from this, the whole week has been everybody in sports media psychoanalyzing what he didn't say on the show. And the big John is the big pause. The big thing that people took away from it is like, did you call LeBron before you requested for a trade? He's like, no. Why not? I didn't know I had to. So that's like the big thing that they've all like held on to.
In his defense, though, LeBron wouldn't have.
Fuck no.
And I'm a LeBron
Did LeBron
fan.
call Wade and Bosh? Fuck no. I'm out of here. Y'all gonna find out when everybody else find out, motherfucker.
Real shit. Like, remember when LeBron went to Miami? They showed him coming off the plane in Miami, meeting with Pat Riley, whatever. And then the organization, the owner, everybody, they found out watching the decision.
Yeah.
Like us. So, you know, you can't be mad at Kyrie for that. Like, my whole thing is like, why break up the good thing? That was my situation. So,
I mean, the only reason why I kind of understand Kyrie is that I think that he's a very smart guy. And I think that he's smart enough to get in front of the shrapnel that's about to blow the fuck up in Cleveland when LeBron goes to the Lakers or wherever, or San Antonio or wherever the fuck he's going, because he's not staying in Cleveland. Not with Iman with 2 years left on his deal. Not with Tristan playing like shit with 4 years left on his deal. Not with JR playing up and down on that fucking deal. He's had all deals that LeBron personally fucking negotiated in the goddamn GM's office. Like, oh yeah, no, I think you should add $7 more million. Yeah. And now he's like, oh, this is fucked up. You mean we can't get nobody? I'm out of here.
Well, the thing is, they got people. They just played like trash.
You mean all these niggas we traded for is trash? Shit.
At least last year, they played terrible.
I gotta go.
Down the stretch, Tristan Thompson. If you look at like 14 and 15, it was like a whole different person. So it's like
you look at everything that's going on with the Lakers right now, and the fact that Magic is in charge. They potentially have a wink deal with Paul George. They said Brandon Ingram is 6'11" now. They said he grew 2 inches over the fucking summer. If he develops into a 23-point-a-game scorer, and Lonzo Ball is a 10-10 guy, 10 and 5 rebounds, some shit like that, LeBron's going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's going to be too enticing not to, because imagine how good he could make those guys and how young they would be. And I think that he would realize, like, where I fucked up at coming back to Cleveland was trading Wiggins. The long haul move was to keep Wiggins and not fucking trade him for Kevin Love, because I needed a sturdy young wing to be able to defend all of these fucking point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards, to where I don't have to worry about that shit. And he'll have that in L.A. because they also got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope too, who's probably going to end up re-signing on a long-term deal after they solidify LeBron and Paul George.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, Kyrie, if you didn't watch it, you didn't miss anything. And then the nigga,
44 minutes of nothing.
Nigga said nothing. It was ridiculous. I'm like, I can't believe I'm still watching this shit. Going to someone who did say something.
Said a lot.
Y'all man, KD,
he's a dickhead.
KD is the most skilled weirdo I have ever seen in my life. Like,
he's got insecurity issues on a beam.
It's crazy, dog. KD has multiple Twitter accounts, apparently. Yeah. Came onto his main Twitter, KD Trey 5. Unknowingly, thinking he was on another Twitter account and was talking to people in defense of KD.
And throwing all his ex-teammates under the bus except Russ, which shows that he respects Russ a lot. And Billy Donovan's fucking ass. Got caught a stray also.
You saw Enes Kanter was like, damn. Like, now we know how he really feels.
Well, you kind of not shit. Like, kind of 6'11" for nothing. You shoot a lot of threes.
I'm just like, I can't believe KD acts like that. I can't believe he's that insecure. Like, dog, granted, you did this shit, went to the Warriors. It's like you're going to catch flack for that for the rest of your life. But at the end of the day, you got 4 scoring titles. Is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4.
4, yeah.
4 scoring titles. You got an MVP. You got a Finals MVP now. You're going to the Hall of Fame. Relax.
Hey, man.
You filthy rich. Relax.
Hey, man. You about to get richer. You got all these fucking tech investments and shit. Like, relax, man.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very strange. That was definitely some weird shit. That could be a you weird.
You weird, yeah. Just KD is weird. And then he admitted to it, but he was like, well, it wasn't from a fake account. It was from my account. But, like, no, it wasn't. You're lying. The wording was just like, you don't refer to yourself in third person, dumbass.
Yeah, pretty much. That was bad. Where do you want to go next?
Just a quick blurb. Andre Ward shockingly retired today.
You put that in there?
Yeah, at the very end.
Oh shit, he retired. What
he retired? I don't know.
Fucker getting sick getting punched in the head.
Yeah.
That shit we was talking about earlier, that CTE shit, that shit is real, man.
Yo, that's another thing. They said Aaron Hernandez had the worst case of CTE they ever seen for a 27-year-old.
Said he had the brain of a 67-year-old man, though. Like, that's why I was trying to tell Carl and Love earlier. I'm like, the CTE shit is going to wreck football.
Yeah.
And Carl was talking about the money being made and the sponsors and this, that, and that, people wanting to play. I'm like, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about them setting regulations and shit that can and can't happen. Yep. And the game is already itself not really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, they said the NFL's been losing ratings for like the last 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah. And it's like, you watch these games recently, they poop.
Like, I watched the Eagles and KC game on Sunday. It was terrible.
Awful. These games be awful.
Horrible. Outside of the running back kid from KC, it was a horrible fucking game.
Honestly, most of the games that happen aren't good.
Seattle had a fucking game. They won 9-6 or 9-3, whatever the fuck the score was. Like, a horrible game.
Real shit.
It's like the NFL is not a very good product, man.
And it's like, after a while, like, once that CTE shit really, it's already snowballed.
Yeah.
But it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I told you, I saw the joint the other day where they had 110 former players and said that 109 of them had CTE. And it's like developing all the stages of that. And you know how that shit is. It's like when AIDS first hit or when cancer first became, like, it's just going to become a thing to where it's like, motherfuckers ain't going to be getting hit in the head. They ain't going to be getting hit hard.
Right.
And you look at boxing. Motherfuckers like, yo, why'd they stop, what's the white guy? Connor.
Oh, Connor.
Because he's getting punched in the face.
And not defending himself.
That shit is not cool. Y'all looking at it from a fucking standpoint of, oh, he didn't knock him down, or no, Doug, you don't realize.
He was out on his feet.
You don't realize the lasting effects from that. You look at all these old boxers, can barely move, can barely walk, just like old football players. Why do you think all the color commentators are wide receivers and defensive backs? Because they're not getting hit.
Right.
Randy Moss was out there running hot routes for 14 years, not going across the middle. Of course he looked cool sitting there on Sunday talking shit. But it's like, you go get the fullbacks, you go get the Mike Allstotts, and the motherfuckers that get hit every fucking down. They don't move like that when they get 50, 60 years old. That shit is
no joke.
And motherfuckers always ask me, like, oh, why you didn't play football? It's like, I don't like getting knocked down. What the fuck is wrong with you? like I'm cool. I never was in. I never was like, no, I'm cool.
So, yeah, Andre Ward, he's the fucking, like, universal champion, regarded as the best pound-for-pound boxer, him and Vasyl Lomachenko, and just retired. Like, Olympic gold medalist, whole thing undefeated, whooped what's-the-name ass the second time. Close fight the first one, won a controversial decision, but he still won. And I guess he just deciding to go out on top. But I think at some point he'll probably come back and fight. But the problem is, like, nobody wants to fight him, and there's no big money fight that's out there for him because he kicked everybody's fucking ass already. Yeah. So it's like, he doesn't have like a De La Hoya or, I'm saying, somebody in as a contemporary that he can, go head up with and make a lot of money. He took fucking the Crusher out. He was a bigger guy, and he took him the fuck out. So it's like, who am I going to fight?
Ward fights at like super middleweight.
Like 168.
Yeah.
He fight at 160 up to like 172 at times.
Yeah.
Like, he'll bounce up and down depending on who the opponent is.
Yeah.
So that would mean he would have to like go fight like cruiserweight, like do it like Roy Jones did, and that shit is a whole different ball game. Like, because now you're talking about 200-pound guys that, you know what I'm saying, like, it's gonna be
it says he fought at light heavyweight.
Light heavy? Mm-hmm. What's light heavy considered? Like 175?
Yeah, like something like that, 185, 184, some shit like that.
Yeah,
something around that. You figure heavy, like the heavyweight niggas be like 220.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He died at heavyweight.
Didn't Roy take a heavyweight joint? Yeah.
Roy took a bunch of heavyweight joints.
Snuck out a little heavyweight joint.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's crazy. I ain't know that.
Well, Roy had next generation punching power, though, so he could, like, he knew, like, all right, I'll pick some weight up. I'm going to still fuck niggas up, like, so I can get away with it. I could fight a bullshit heavyweight and get away with it. Andre Ward ain't got no devastating punching power like that to where he going to be stopping no fucking 215-pound guy. Like, that's not happening.
Roy used to chase chickens. So you ever? I was watching Jones saying he could throw a punch from any foot stance.
Yeah. And
I was watching one of his fights. Like, it don't matter where his feet land, he can really cock and throw a fucking punch.
Absolutely.
I'm like, yeah, I always thought that was decent as shit. Before we get into you shutting down fucking social media, you want to get into these joints?
Yeah.
You put the 5 most talented people alive.
That was I was just fooling around with like some additional top 5s that we didn't do. We don't even have to really get into that, but I
feel that one though. Like when Jamie Foxx is by far the most talented person on the planet.
Absolutely,
it's just not even funny.
Yeah,
he has a platinum album. He has an Oscar. He has a fucking classic sitcom, 2 classic stand-up comedies.
Yeah.
He has a legendary radio show. His radio show was so good they even gave him his own station on fucking Sirius Radio.
He played Ray.
Like
played Ray Charles.
That's what I'm saying. He got the Oscar. Like it literally isn't anything Ray.
Yeah, he can do everything.
I was about to call him Ray Fox. There isn't anything Jamie Foxx can't do. So I'm cool with him being number 1. There's just no way around it.
Then from there I had Chris Brown, rap, sing, produce, act, and he's also an artist. Like his art is like he's a big street artist, and like his actual art goes for like hundreds of $1,000s in galleries and shit like that.
I wouldn't put Chris above Kanye, but I found it. I was listening to Chris Brown music. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Chris really got a lot of fucking hit. Like, just
it's insane.
It's really nuts at how many hits Chris Brown has. It's almost scary. But no, Kanye is definitely probably my number 2.
Yeah, I had Kanye at 3. Rap, sing, produce, design. All the fucking design. Like, he single-handedly saved Adidas. Like, let's call it what
I ain't gonna hold you. Kanye, like, single-handedly shift the culture.
Yeah. Like, prior to Kanye West, all we had was Jay-Z, DMX, 50 Cent. Like, all rappers were created in that mold. Like, if you wanted to be successful, you had to fall into one of those categories, the hustler, the robber, or the extreme gangster or whatever. Kanye shifted it to where it's like you could be a regular guy with a perspective and still be a fly dresser and fuck with the chicks and all of that shit and make music and it connect.
Yeah.
Because the college dropout shifted shit because he sold like 460,000 copies of some shit the first week and nobody at Def Jam or fucking Rockefeller expected that shit to happen, and he single-handedly fucked the game up with that very moment to make it to where Chance the Rapper can exist.
Yeah.
He can fucking resurrect Common's career. Most Def and Talib Kweli can now start doing festivals and stuff like that. Like
Fiasco.
All of that happens off the back of Kanye West in the College Dropout album.
Yeah. Shit, he said he played AR's Jesus Walks and he wasn't fucking with it.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
He said he had half that album.
Yeah.
And was shopping it.
Like if you listen to his first John, the forgot what it was called. It was like a mixtape. Damn.
I know the tape you're talking about. I remember. I was like, you remember Los that sold the mixtapes?
Yeah.
I was like his biggest fucking customer. He'd come in the gallery, I would buy everything. Like, what you got?
I can't remember the name. I'm about to pull it up right now. It's like I can remember that joint, but I can't. I'm good. And that had Jesus Walks on it.
Yeah.
Like it had a lot of shit on it. It had the joint with I've been working the slave ship, the spaceship joint. Like a lot of that shit was already done. So it's like I was more so talking about him shifting the culture on fashion to where it's like it's funny. My bus broke down in front of City Blue, and I'm like, I ain't been in City Blue in forever. I walked in, mad Jordans on the shelf. I'm like, I never seen that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, is it really like that? Now, like the 13s, the fucking 9. Like, I'm like, damn, Jordans really just.
You can just get Jordans. You can just walk in the store and just get them.
But the Adidas sold. Adidas, you hear me?
Yeah.
The Adidas sold out.
Yeah.
Just gone. NMD's gone. Yeezy's gone. None of that shit.
Yeah.
There.
They said that this week Adidas surpassed Jordan Brand as the number 2 sneaker brand or whatever in the world, and I'm like, well, that's news, but it's kind of fake news because Jordan Brand is like it's still a boutique brand and a subsidiary of Nike,
right?
And y'all still ain't catch the big dog, and you probably never will because they're a $67 billion a year company. So it's like it's hard to catch fucking Coca-Cola. Like this shit is tough. So while that is a feat for Adidas, let's not overstate the accomplishment and say, oh, we beat Jordan Brand. Nike's like, yeah, you beat our young boy. Yeah. Like, you didn't beat the main company or what have you. But, yeah, from a design standpoint, like, everything Kanye West does goes. Like,
but with the most talented people, you had Jamie Foxx, Chris Brown, Kanye, Pharrell, and you left 5 blank.
I couldn't figure it out because those 4 were just, like, so phenomenal.
And people don't respect him. Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon literally does everything.
I like Nick Cannon for the 5. Like I just to me Jamie Foxx is number 1. For me, 2, 3, and 4 were almost interchangeable. You kind of got to give Kanye and Pharrell an advantage over Chris Brown because they've been doing this longer. But for 5, it was just like, damn, like where do I go? I like Nick Cannon for the 5th one.
I like Nick Cannon. I like Will Smith. I'm trying to think. Who the fuck? It's somebody else that I'm like thinking about, but I can't like pinpoint it. Shit, Puff.
Yeah.
Like Puff's a talented motherfucker on all different levels. So I saw they had him on the Forbes.
It was some fucking list that not a lot of black people
He was the only black on it. I forgot what the list was.
It was like the most innovative people's list.
Innovative something, yeah.
Innovative entrepreneurs or some shit like that.
But hey, did you see the people? The PETA people ran up on Gucci.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's how you know Gucci done changed this whole shit to where
he on PETA radar.
the PETA radar, the PETA people aren't afraid to run up on him.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have ran up on fat drug addict Gucci. No way.
Everybody catching bullet holes.
No, everybody. Like, but they ran up on him at a book signing.
Yeah, they ran up on fresh off parole Gucci.
I don't understand
curly top Gucci.
The PETA shit with that. Like they attack celebrities who wear fur.
Yeah.
But then what? Like they don't hand out pamphlets. At least the
don't do shit.
At least the Black Panthers was giving out pamphlets when they show up.
And breakfast.
And breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the PETA. When you become a PETA person, are they like all vegans and shit like
Vegans don't wear no type of fur, leather, none of that shit. Anything that come from animals is like no.
Because you can't be a PETA person and like
go home and eat chicken.
Eat a BLT and shit, right?
No,
yeah, so they all
not.
vegans and
yeah.
shit. That's a wild life, boy.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, no. Humbly.
No thank you.
So they don't wear like leather shoes?
No.
Wow.
Vegan leather.
What the fuck is vegan leather?
Fake leather.
Oh, like fake bacon?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
I had fake bacon.
Terrible.
It is an overrated experience, as King John.
They had this shit on Twitter I seen a couple months ago where it was like cauliflower wings, and I'm sitting here like, you can't make wings out of cauliflower. Yeah. Like I'm not the smartest tool. I'm not the sharpest knife in the
They had 5 things that you could make out of cauliflower. Wings was on there. It was wings, potato puffs. I'm like, if I bite into a cauliflower potato tot,
I'm fighting everybody.
I'm fighting everybody like Jocelyn. Everybody got to rumble me.
And somebody made a good point on the cauliflower wings one. They was like, why not just call it what it is? Cauliflower with fucking buffalo sauce on it, like, or fried cauliflower. Let's just call it what it is and like stop trying to like you don't want to eat meat, but you're using meat related terms to describe your vegetarian food. Just call it what the fuck it is.
Mad weird.
Super weird. So last week,
let's get to this.
We brought up our top. Somebody brought up
our
top 5 songs ever.
The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna go back and forth. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2.
All right, bet.
So basically, she asked us to explain our favorite songs ever, and I'm assuming we're doing rap songs because we can't go over in the top 5.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Whitney Houston and Phil Collins and all kinds of
Prince, Sting and all type of
Prince.
Shit.
I Will Die for You and all kinds of shit's gonna get in there. But we're doing top 5 rap songs.
Favorite rap
song, not the best song.
But
your
favorite.
5 favorite and why?
Yeah,
they're your favorite.
Yes.
What's your number 5?
Number 5, Jay-Z Allure, which I think is arguably the best rap song ever. But as far as my personal favorites and what it means to me, I put it at number 5. And seeing the Black movie and kind of like him creating this song and the light bulb go off and just all of the fucking phenomenal shit that he says on this record and the way that Pharrell was able to dial down that Neptune shit and just make like a Pete Rock type of song is what makes me love Allure so much.
I feel that. Allure is definitely a great song.
It's a fantastic song.
All right. Honestly, can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
To 2 songs? Beanie Siegel, Feel It in the Air. Because I always loved that song. I can't put it in my favorite 5, but I love that song. I was struggling trying to like get it in there, but I just couldn't get that in there. And Public Enemy, the John from Do the Right Thing,
Fight the Power.
Fight the Power. Like when I was a kid,
my favorite Public Enemy song is the this got like a crazy long ass name. I got a letter from the government other day. I opened it, read it. It said they were suckers. Yeah. That's my shit.
When I was a kid, and that Elvis Presley
was a hero the most,
but he never meant shit to me. He's a straight up racist. That sucker was simple and plain, motherfucker.
Him and John Wayne.
I remember as a kid that just said like to me that song was like. When the revolution start, that's supposed to be playing.
That's the theme music.
But yeah, honorable mention to those. My number 5 is Grandmaster Flash, The Message.
Nice.
Super rap. It's a rap song.
Been sampled 10 jillion times.
It literally every single thing from that song has been stolen. It's a rap song, and if you listen to it, it really is a message. The first verse is about a young boy growing up in a fucked up situation, then him dropping out of school, then him starting to commit crime and robbing and doing all this shit, and then ending up in jail. Like, it really is a message. Like, the song is fantastic. You know what? Real quick, the other day, nigga, one of my followers from the Angelus of Lost hit me and was like, y'all be arguing about best rappers. Snoop better than all them niggas because Snoop never took no lines. And I was listening to The Message the other day, and he says, what was the line? Can't walk through the park because it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun because they got me on the run. I'm like, Snoop took that.
Yeah.
On the joint with Pac. He said, S&OOP, dog, my fucking homie, use a cold-ass nigga on them hoes. Show enough. I keep my hand on my gun because they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom waiting on the outcome. I'm like, it's no rapper is immune from taking lines.
It's just part of culture. Rap came from stealing elements of disco, and the disco DJ, the shit that they was saying, which was rhyme and call and response over the mic to interact with the crowd. That's just rap, period. Like, you're gonna that yes y'all, and you don't stop, like all that shit like that. All that gets taken and borrowed and flipped and remixed and reinterpolated and all of that shit. That's just what we come from.
Like when you hear that "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down" beat, the only thing Mace could have started it off with was broken glass everywhere.
Right.
Like, you had it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, no one's immune to stealing lines in rap music. But yeah, that's my number 5. Grandmaster Flash, The Message.
My number 4, Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full.
I thought you was gonna go, I ain't no joke.
No, Paid in Full. The imagery, I remember seeing the music video. I think it was like on the box, or it might have been MTV, one of the two. The imagery in the video, the fucking MCM suits and the Gucci jackets and the fucking big gold chains and all that shit, and the way Rakim was rhyming, that shit literally like fucked me up at like 6. Like, yo, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, this I'm supposed to be this, like, and that shit, just like the shit that he was just saying was like just so incredible for the time, and he literally changed the way people rapped from that point forward. Like, Rakim creates the sound bed and the plants the seed for Nas to exist.
Right.
And just like the same way Kane plants the seed for Jay to exist, and that song in particular, and then like I remember the cassette tape and shit was just like so crazy to me. So Paid in Full, definitely my number 4.
My number 4, It's All About the Benjamins.
Nice.
To me, it's like the best group song ever. It's better than Bling Bling. It's better than, what was Master P and them, John?
Make them say,
Make them say. All of the group songs, nothing comes close. You don't hear many group songs where every verse it gets, like, Puff shit was hot.
Yeah.
Jada and Sheik was better than Puff.
Yeah.
Jada and Sheik was hot. Kim was better than them. Kim shit was smoking.
Biggie
Biggie put him in a fucking body. And the fact that beat changed.
Yeah.
And to me, that's why I always will be like, yo, Wayne really became like the guy once I heard that We Taking Over and that beat changed and he was sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
To be on a song and like the beat change it in, I don't know why, but Benjamins did that to me where it's like when they do that for you, it's like them acknowledging it, like,
right.
Yeah, you're different than us. Like, you're going to get something else to go on. And it's like every little part of that song became classic.
Yeah.
From You Want to Rumble with the Bee, huh? You know, dressed in all black like the Omen. And Puff with how Puff started shit. What y'all want to do? Want to be ballers, shot callers,
brawlers.
Everything about the song
iconic.
Became larger than life. Yeah. And it's a song that controlled the club, the streets, the parties. It just played everywhere and all the time. And it, like, when I hear it, and Sheik's best verse of his life
is on that song. I was going there.
It's either that or fuck you. Yeah. But when Sheik said, I'm strictly trying to cop those colossal size Picasso, Sheik was rapping about art years before anybody else was. It's like, that.
And Pun had a freestyle that he did on this John where it was like him, Cannabis, DMX, John Forte, and somebody else. And he was like, I'll even let you rap to the Benjamins beat, and it won't matter. Your dome still gonna shatter. And it was just like, God damn, that was like one of the best rappers alive at the time, acknowledging like this is the best fucking beat out. Like,
One of my homies the other day, real quick, was like, I didn't really like Pun. I'm like, how? I'm like,
Pun
he's
was
a rapper's
amazing.
rapper. Like, the nigga, he's like, I just don't see, he's like, everybody glorify him. I'm like, dog, did you ever listen to the shit Pun say?
Yeah.
Champagne on the rock, eating a Fort Knox Lazarus, shark salad with cabbage, pork
chops and applesauce.
I remember hearing that, like, man, that's a nice ass nigga. like Pun's just a good ass rapper. He a rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm number 4 is Benjamin. So go ahead.
Number 3, Easy. I've said this on the show 10 times.
Here you go.
Easy E. We want Easy. This fucking video, man. The fucking video. They was at an NWA concert, but Easy E was headlining from the county jail.
Yeah.
Killing that shit. Then the nigga get to the last verse and jump through the fucking Jumbotron and finish the concert, man. It's the best video of all time, dog. It's like that and Victory is like the top fucking 2 videos. And it's just
Victory costs like $8 million.
yeah, this shit costs like $8,000. And it's one of the fucking best videos of all time, man.
We Want Easy was the shit.
We want Easy. It's just like, and then you had Dre doing the ad libs
Yeah.
and shit, and then it's just like it was a performance record, and it's like it's got that '80s feel to it because it got the call and response shit to it.
Yeah.
But then he's still just talking that street shit, and then the nigga jumped through the fucking jaw, and it just fucked my life up, man. That's like one of my. I just can't never get over that record.
That
That shit,
lad penetration, that fucking voice.
that
is
fucking
just a
voice, man. He
motherfucker.
like that shit. Literally, those Eric B. and Rakim and Eazy-E made me fall in love with hip hop. Like those are like my seminal moments where like I loved rap, and then like Biggie just took it Biggie and Wu-Tang took it somewhere else with me.
That's an honorable mention too. Cream. I forgot all about that. Cash Rules, everything around me was crazy when we was childs. My number 3, Ghetto Boys. My mom playing tricks
Damn.
on me. That song for me when I was a youngin' was like, even now, I still haven't heard anything like it. And it's funny because it's so much rap that comes out that it's like, oh, they took this or they took this or they're doing this like
Yeah.
this. Nothing sounds like My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me.
Absolutely.
Like, and I always found it interesting that you got and this is me when I got a little bit older, you got a rap song where you got like hood street rappers rapping about topics and issues that no other
Yeah,
street and
schizophrenia and mental health, and
you got Scarface who's suffering from basically like manic depressive.
yeah,
I'm sitting in my room staring at candles, like depression. Then you got Bushwick Bill who's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Thinking shit is there that's not there, punching on the ground and doing all this crazy shit. And then Willie D who set it off to me with the paranoia shit.
Yeah.
Like, what was the line? Here they come, just like I figured. I got my finger on the motherfucking
yeah.
trigger. Then what I saw make your ass start giggling. 3 blind,
Black,
crippled, and crazy senior citizens. I live by the sword. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. Like, that song just, and then that the beat was just like, when I was a kid, like, what the fuck is, because it sounded like some, almost like Nappy Roots.
Yeah.
But then they not rapping like Nappy Roots
Exactly.
would rap on that song. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, Ghetto Boys, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me is by far and away better than a lot of shit I've heard. So I got that as my number 3.
Number 2, the best rapper alive from 2004-ish
Oh, this is Wayne.
to 2009, Lil Wayne, A Milli. A Milli.
Man, I forgot all about a Milli.
A Milli is basically like the crescendo, like the fuck you to every other rapper at the time. Or like, I'ma stun on y'all niggas so bad, I'ma just rap for 4.5 minutes with no fucking hook and just show y'all how much better I am than the rest of y'all niggas.
I'll tell you this. When that video dropped, that video was like earth-shattering. Like, no one had and the video was so simple. But no
Just
one had a
the
video.
moving camera, the visual just following them and just
And all he's doing is getting ready to go shoot the video for the shit with him and T-Pain.
Yeah.
Remember, Ends in the Bank.
Yeah.
And that's where Got Money picks up.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I forgot all about a Milli. Damn, a Milli was the shit.
like A Milli is like almost like the crown jewel that like cemented like Wayne's run to that point. Now he's had bigger records since then, but that record, it was just like, this is just goes against, everybody was fishing to get on the radio, and it's like, this goes against everything everybody else is doing, and it's better.
and it became a radio
And it
smash.
became this is just better. They didn't. It was so fucking hot. They didn't know which version to play on the radio.
Yeah.
They was playing the joint with him and Corey Guns. They was like the one with the different verses at the end. They didn't know which version to play on the radio. That's how fucking hot a Millie was.
Every rapper had a fucking verse over that shit for damn sure.
That shit was like the watch for the hook beat at the time.
Yeah, and then Jake dropped a Billy. That's I remember that little run. Yeah, Millie was the shit. Damn. My number 2 is the GOAT Juicy. I honestly, me personally, I don't think there's a rap song that has more quotables in it than Juicy.
Yeah.
Like if you read the lyrics for all 3 verses on paper, you can just see how many times that's been said, been said, it was all a dream. I used to read word like that in itself was, time to get paid, blow up like the World Trade. That shit became what it, stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. That became a thing. Birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we feel like that became like every little aspect of that. They used to diss. They used to diss me. Now they writing letters because they miss me. That shit became like every little part of that joint. And then the hook. And honestly, the fact that Biggie ain't want to do it.
Yeah.
That in itself kind of makes it like, damn.
It shows you how great he was and how effortless he was with that shit.
How effortless this nigga made classic. Like, he didn't want to do it. And Puff forced him. He walked in the booth with no paper and was like, all right, go ahead, play it. And dropped one of the best songs ever. It's like, what the fuck? So it's like, yeah. And I could listen to it a million times over and over and over. I never get sick of the song. So Juicy's my number 2. What's your number 1?
Staying in the same vein, number 1, the greatest of all time. Notorious Big, Biggie Smalls, One More Chance remix. The fact that One More Chance was the filthiest song on Ready to Die, the most horrible, deplorable, and my favorite record on that album, and what he turned it into on that remix, and the video, the visuals, the leather suits, the Kangos, the Versace glasses, like all of that shit, and the shit that he's saying, like, I'm not only a client, I'm the player president, like the slickness with which he just navigated through that fucking record. And you talk about quotables. Isn't that great? Her flight leaves at 8, my flight lands at 9, my game just rewind. Like,
black and ugly as ever.
However.
One more, yo, Biggie has so many quotables, it's crazy. Jesus Christ. Coogee down to the socks.
So if you guys are keeping track, my number 1 artist, my number 1 album, and my number 1 song all come from the same person.
Respectable. My number 1 album and number 1 artist are Biggie. My number 1 song is not.
What's your number 1 song?
My favorite song ever, forever and a day. Like, you could never tell me anything. There's nothing wrong with the song. It's an absolute masterpiece. Tupac, Dear Mama.
Damn.
Listen to me. And maybe it's just because my mom passed away. I don't know. Me growing up as a kid, I lived in a house with my mom and my dad. My dad was there. It's my guy.
Yeah.
But my mom, I idolized her. As all young men should. Yeah. Idolize your mothers.
Keyword should.
You should.
If you're not, start.
If you're not, something is a problem.
Yeah.
But I idolize my mom. My mom wasn't perfect because no one walking this earth's surfaces. To Jay-Z line, well, you see how I threw that in there.
Yeah. Slick,
real slick. My mom's not perfect. No one walking this earth is. I understand that. But in my young eyes, she was. She could do no wrong. She knew everything. She was the smartest person on earth. She was the best cook.
Yeah.
She could sew no problem you had, my mom couldn't fix. Pac's Dear Mama was that on record. My mom got a million flaws, but she perfect.
Yeah.
Look at like Eminem with the way he depicted his mom, to where you don't even like her. You don't know her, but you don't know her.
Don't like her.
But you got Pac on a song where he says, even as a crack fiend, you always was a black queen. You instantly got respect for Afeni Shakur after that song. You never looked at her like, oh, she a junkie, she a fiend. That's Afeni Shakur.
Right.
He told you about the worst shit. Mom on welfare, on fucking drugs, kicking me out the house, fighting with me. But you like, she loving me. He loved her. Like, that song was fucking... It still choked me up a little bit just because my mom passed away. Like, listening to it is like... And especially in that third verse, because it almost feels like he's, like, pouring out, all of his shit. Right. You never kept a secret. Always stayed real. Like, and I appreciate how you raised me. and all the special love.
Right.
And this is what I was trying to tell my folks the other day. Pac has an emotion that he can tap into when he makes music. The only other person I think that came close was DMX. Pac make you feel his songs on a whole nother level. So it's like when just the way the shit come, you are appreciated. Like you felt that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't say anything is better than Dear Mama.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally my favorite song. I'm not talking about rap. I'm talking about everything. I could literally play Dear Mama every fucking day. 12 times a day. I'd never get sick of that song. So.
Hell of a list.
That's my top 5. The Message, Benjamin's, My Mind is Playing Tricks on Me, Juicy, Dear Mama. It's like I haven't, and that's another thing that I talk about when it comes to like people like Pac, people like Biggie, people like even Wu-Tang, you know, all the guys from yesteryear.
Yeah.
The emotion and the fact that Biggie was the average drug dealer from Brooklyn.
Right.
And that's what he raps as. Even when Biggie becomes rich and becomes Frank White, he's basically telling you who he wants to reincarnate as after he's gone.
Right.
Like, it's just, there isn't that in music now. It's just, I'm rich, the Rollie iced out, you know, Bugatti drop top.
Fucking these hoes.
Real shit, I got a bag on me. It's none of that.
It's devoid of emotion.
And I think it's funny that we name these songs and it's all shit from 10, 15, 20 years. Because it's just like, how can you...
Fucking A Milli was 10 years ago.
Real shit. More than 10 now, I think.
It came out 2007.
7.
Carter 3 was 2008.
No, 8. So yeah, almost 10 years
almost
ago.
10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like but it's like it's a different level. And I'm a futurist. I love the young niggas. Like I'm the young nigga captain.
But it's like when you talk about Jay-Z Allure, it's hard to, you can't put Story or OJ up there with that type
shit.
That
level of rhyming don't exist no more.
Nah. Real talk. It's just hard.
Turn the pot up like a toupee, mix the water with the soda, turn the soda, make a souffle.
Yeah.
All of y'all can get it like group pays to you 2 ways. I'm living proof that crime do pay. Like, it's a different level. Yeah. Like, a different level, man.
So, we got that done.
Love that.
All right, now we're going to get into some fucking.
Some ignorance.
We're gonna
the
get
elephant in the room, baby.
Silly shit.
So.
All right, you go ahead.
My social media was commandeered this week. Once upon a time during this week, I couldn't even load my fucking Twitter because of all of the retweets and the fucking mentions. This fucking tweet has over 40,000 impressions now. I checked it earlier today. And basically what I said, for those of you that missed the reference, it was an ode to something that Taxstone said. Who somebody...
Just say the tweet.
Okay.
Say the tweet.
The tweet was... Only poor niggas allow a woman they love to go work in a bar, lounge, and get her ass palmed for tips while serving their enemies bottles and shots.
Went ape shit. Can I speak?
Yes.
The part that I found ironic with this tweet is the only person you refer to as people, nouns, in this situation are niggas. It starts off by saying... Niggas.
Only poor niggas.
Only poor niggas. I found it absolutely hilarious that no men got offended by it.
Not one.
Only women.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's really where we at as a society. Like, motherfuckers miss the whole ship.
Yeah.
You know, on the ship, like the Bon Voyage, like the ship is gone. And motherfuckers waving at fucking.
You're like, oh shit, that's my boat.
Oh, that's my joint right there.
Damn.
Shit. It's like, niggas.
Y'all got any rafts going on?
Y'all missed the whole ship. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes.
Because it's like, no, this is like, it's funny. The only people that were like really offended were like the bartenders.
That make a bean a day.
The bartenders, the bottle girls, the star tenders, you know, all of that shit. And it's just like, this wasn't about you.
It wasn't about y'all at all. And I took the time to elaborate upon it. I wrote a long caption on IG that got like 400 likes or some shit like that. And then I did a I made an IG story talking about it as well, and it's just basically like, how did y'all misinterpret this shit that bad? Like, are y'all that much like waiting for some shit to be outraged about that you,
Fake
as
outrage.
Matt said, missed the whole ship fucking complete? You missed the whole Titanic.
Real
like
talk.
a man that's in that business probably make more money than 95% of people in that nightlife industry. Then handed 95% of y'all a paycheck at one time or another in the last 10 years. So it's no guess about what you're getting paid. I know what you're getting paid. So a man who's in it telling you, hey, work smarter, not harder. Beware of niggas that will use you or allow you to put yourself in seedy or dangerous scenarios,
Right.
and not be like, no, that's not right, and just let you do the shit. So their defense was, well, my nigga not poor. Okay, well, he don't give a fuck about you. Like, because it's one thing for you to be working at your father's bar or at fucking Ruby Tuesdays or Fridays pouring drinks. It's another thing for you to be in North Philly standing on the bar with your titties out, dropping your ass on a customer for a crumpled up $5.
Yeah.
Those are two totally different scenarios.
Yeah.
So at no point still was an indictment against bartenders or women who work in nightlife. And I even qualified it on Twitter because it was a couple tweets that went with it that said, if you a single woman, you got to do what you got to do. Nobody's not giving y'all nothing.
Right.
But if you got a man in your life, a man's role is supposed to be to figure out what the fuck you got going on, help you assess it. Hey, this is good, this is bad, this is a little, you might want to change this. What's your 2-year plan? What's your 5-year plan? Let's put something together to where if it's about the money over here, how much money are you making? Let's figure something else out to where you ain't got to be out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning making that money. Right. Let's put something else together for you.
You know what I think is funny, though? It's like, all the women act as if they bartend at like Live. And it's like, no, we're not talking about someone who works in one of these high-end luxury type places. Yeah. We're talking about the women that are like in hole in the walls pouring watered down cognac into fucking mouthwash cups.
We're talking about the chicks that's throwing up the come see me at such and such.
Yeah, I'm pouring.
I'm pouring post with the fucking emojis in the fruit and shit.
The little fruit in the glass. Yeah.
We talking about places where you have motherfucking peach rings on the rim of the drink, like
gummy worms,
and shit like that. This is what we're referring to.
Yeah.
So
I understood it. Basically, in layman's, is like, you got a man. I saw somebody like, well, what if you meet her and she's already doing that? It's like, that's cool and all. Yeah. But it's like, if you meet somebody and they're pouring shots in a bar, eventually you kind of want to get them away from that lifestyle if y'all really, really on that level with each other. You're not supposed to want the people you care about in dangerous, like you say, seedy environments. You know, you don't want them in places where dumb shit goes down, bad things pop off, you know, apes tend to roam. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I don't want my wife in a fucking jungle or rainforest. It's like, that's just the way it's supposed to be. So I totally understood it. Granted, I'm not a poor nigga. Yeah. You know, I just think people completely went left.
But that's just like, it's sad because it's almost like that's what we do now. Like, as not me or you, because we got fucking sense and our parents loved us and like told us like, you smart and you can be what you want to be. But that's what a lot of us fucking do. Unfortunately, it's just like miss the fucking boat and just like go off the motherfucking deep end and just miss simple ass shit. Yeah. Like, and it was just like, how are y'all mad at this? And then it was like chicks that was like friends with like girls that I know and shit like that. And I'm like, I know you don't make no money. It's just like why we playing? You know what I'm saying? And then when I go on their post and make perfect fucking sense, it's like, now don't nobody got nothing to say. It's like, y'all, you just called me broke and this and that and the third. And then I go on your post making absolute sense, killing them with kindness as I do. Like, and then it's like, oh, yeah, it just ignored me. Like, oh, ignore him. Like, who put this dumbass shit up? Oh, I put it up. But here's why, and blah, 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 blah. And then they don't got nothing to say. Like, it's crazy. It's like, yo, if you put the smoke, be about the smoke, respectfully. But, like, state your point don't state your point and have a point and don't just be fake outrage for no fucking reason. Like, that's strange as shit.
So you said the bottle girls get like an actual pay.
Well, no, what I was explaining is this. All right, boom. Here's the life of a bartender in Philadelphia.
Okay.
If you work, say, 8 to 2, 9 to 2, whatever, you're going to get a shift pay for being at work. Typical standard shift pay is $50. Sometimes the bar try to cut it the fuck down and give you $25 or $30, depending on what the fuck is going on. So say you got a $50 shift pay. All right, so that's your start for you being there at work. So if you got 5 hours of work, you're getting $10 an hour basically to show the fuck up. On top of that, you make your tips. On average, if you bartending somewhere and say if the bar is making $4,000, you got 2 bartenders doing $2,000 a piece. If y'all were making 20% tips on top of that, which you're not because you're in the hood, that would be $400 each. So because we know niggas ain't tipping 20%, you getting $1 here, $1 there. You probably maxing out around like $175, $200 or whatever. Right. So that's a great night though. So add the $175, $200 to what you made. You just made $250. But that's on a Friday or a Saturday night. You're not getting that every night of the week. Because if you was bartending 5 nights a week making $250, shut me the fuck up. I don't got nothing to say. That's life-changing money. You talking about making fucking what is that? 4 days is $1,000, 5 days $1,250, yeah. $1,500 over 6 days. $1,500 a week for a fucking year is a lot of motherfucking money.
Only working 4 or 5 hours.
That's a lot of motherfucking money, but none of y'all are making it. Like, let's call it what it is. Philly just got named. We talked about it last week. The poorest big city in the United States. So how do y'all then want me to turn around and believe that y'all are supposed to be making so much money in these bars when I've handed y'all a paycheck, and if you tip out more than a certain amount, the bar owner is going to think you're stealing. I done seen numerous girls get fired from bars all around the city, not because they got caught stealing or they had a camera on them and they seen them tuck some money, because, oh, her tips don't match up to what her drawer is. She rang up $1,300, but she had $400 in tips, the bitch stealing. And you're fired. Really? And they keep your tips.
Damn.
So for all of them that was pretending like this is some fucking glorious, fantastic job, like, sometimes it is. But a lot of times you dealing with a lot of fuck shit, and you dealing with a lot of creeps following you from bar to bar to bar. And when you in the nightlife business, selling sex is a part of it. Not physically selling your body, but you got to flirt with niggas. You got to keep them on the hook, because once that customer realizes ain't nothing going down, now he on to the next chick, and you see him at Onyx or wherever the fuck, whatever new bartender he fucking chasing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of hustle and bustle that go along with that shit for what I deem to be not a lot of money.
It's like being a stripper, basically. Like, you could be, you know, the head bitch in the strip club. Or you could be in the locker room fighting, you know, having Myron show up at your motherfucking house.
Exactly.
And shit. Yeah. Damn, I ain't know that. Sheesh. Yeah, but that tweet definitely set it the fuck off.
Oh, man, that shit was going on for 2 days. I don't know whoever out there is responsible for taking my tweet from Twitter and putting it on IG. Can you please let me know?
I wasn't going to post it on Instagram because I was like, do I really want to start
Because you know what it was going to do.
But I posted it once you posted the caption.
Yeah.
I posted it with it.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this kind of makes it make sense, I think. And people was commenting on it like, yeah, nah, it makes total sense, Dennis. And I'm just like, I just don't see how people are missing this. Like, this shouldn't have even, like, what should have happened, if any outrage, it should have been dudes.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean?
What you mean? Nah,
like, no, fam, because, like, and honestly, it's like, yo.
It was zero of that.
It was zero of that. But it's just like, yo, if you work in a bar, strip club, lounge, whatever the fuck you do, and you got your ass out, titties out, y'all know what the outfits look like. Y'all be putting them on when y'all go into titty spots. I can't, there's no way on earth a normal man could be cool with his chick going out like that to these places. And if you are cool with that, it doesn't make it's just
it doesn't compute to us that you care as much as you say you do.
Because if you tell me, oh, well, she got to get her paper or whatever the fuck you say, it's like,
at what cost?
That's the joint.
At what cost?
At what cost? And I feel like that goes on too much in our society now, just all the way around the board.
The money just is whatever, and that just justifies everything, and not always.
And it's like, yo, like on the flip side, like the guys, Going to jail for 18 years is really not worth you making 45 grand in 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
because you're gonna go to jail and make 40 cents an hour.
It's just not. And it's hard for me to get people to understand that concept. And it's like, I'm not an advocate for like me personally. It's like, do your own thing, start your business, do it. But my thing is moving illegally, because you see the way they play. You know how it is. You can't tell me, oh, these crackers got me jammed up, when you know this.
Right, you know the pitfalls.
You know that these crackers jam people up. You know this.
They're very good at it.
They're terrific at it.
The jam up game is on a beam.
Yeah, jamming everywhere. Shit look like NBA Jam out this bitch. It's like, you know this. But it's like you said earlier, it was a perfect line, at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost? And that's what I don't think anybody is considering. And it's like, it was just, what was strange to me is there was a lot of younger people that was expressing like real, like aggressively, like they're disagreeing with me or whatever, which is fine. But at the same time, it's like, are y'all really even taking the time to do the second level thinking, to really examine like the psychology of like what is being said? Or have y'all just never experienced a person really loving you unconditionally, that really just want the fucking best for you, to where it's like, when somebody trying to tell you, hey, you can do this better or you could do this different, you get upset. But the reason why is because, like I said on my IG story, is like, the truth fucking hurts like a motherfucker. The truth hurts like a fucking 9-inch needle poking you in the fucking arm. That shit hurts all day long.
Like, honestly, it's like, when you talk about, I remember years ago, motherfucker had a post like, the hood pinnacle is like a promoter and a bottle girl. Yeah. And it's like, I look at the young generation and I'm like, yeah, they're screwed. Because like, being a bottle girl is like that's the height. Like Jay-Z with the what's the album he just dropped? 444.
444.
Jay-Z wasn't with the whole money phone shit. Jay-Z never said money phones was whack. Jay-Z never said don't do money phones. Jay-Z was saying holding the money up to your ear, now what?
Right.
Like, is that the end?
And then what?
Is that the pinnacle of what you're trying to get to or what you're trying to do? Yeah. Because a lot of young folks are people in our generation too. It's like, that's the end. That's the top. I got a stack of money I can hold up to my ear, or shorty is, you know, she's carrying bottles and getting tips. It's like, y'all and it's like, no.
And y'all hating on us.
There's so much more to life.
Yeah. And
that's the part that's kind of sad out of all this shit. That it's just like, damn, y'all really don't see no issues with that. And I don't understand how this young generation finds like women to marry or men to marry. Like, I just don't even understand how a husband and a wife works in this, because it's how? Yeah. Y'all too charged up on silly shit. It's no way on earth. It's impossible.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, Uncle Chad just went better for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just an honest thing. I believe this. Don't get it fucked up. And it's like, me and Matt was having like a great like Twitter conversation, like kind of like throwing like little one-liners back and forth with each other about this shit. And I'm like, no way in hell am I okay with a woman that I care about, a bunch of 10,000 strangers knowing where she is every Friday, Saturday, or whatever, till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then you came back with her titties and ass out. Yeah. Like, so it's like, that just escalates it to a whole nother level. And the whole thing is this, ladies, out young women, because older women got it. The professional women got it, because they was all in my DM like, yo, you making sense. You ain't saying nothing wrong. They tripping. They gonna be saying the same thing you saying in 3 weeks. Woo, woo, woo. So, but the thing is, when a man really, really care for you, he's paranoid when you not around him. It bothers him that he don't know what the fuck you doing.
Speak on it.
When a man really, really care for you, he want to personally come make sure that you get from A to B, even if it's across the street.
I be trying to tell my girl this. Like, that shit is real.
He really, he have a certain ache in his bones when he don't know that you all right. Because he wants to be your protector, and he can't fully be that if he can't put eyes on you.
Exactly.
And at all times, he can't do that. It's going to be times where your girl bartending until 3 in the morning, but you in fucking LA or you in New York, whatever, you out of town, whatever the case may be, but you the fuck worried, and you on that phone and you on the FaceTime making sure she got to the car. So what I was really saying on my IG snap is that, like, love come with action, and caring about a motherfucker come with action. And a person got to display via action that they love you or that they care about you. And if these things are not going on in your relationship, and a man ain't the very least like telling you like, yo, like, it might be a better way to do this or whatever. We might need to figure out a way to get you out of these bars or these strip clubs, whatever you doing. Like, if he's not at least suggesting that, then he just like, oh, she got her money, I got mine, and this whatever, and I'm just yard out for me, and he's being very selfish.
You'd be surprised how many chicks that I know from when I was running around like that, was bartending and doing all this shit, would hop in cars with random people after the club. Well, give me a ride here, give me and it'd be like, yo, you always talk about your nigga and post it like, why ain't he picking you up? Why, like, at least that.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck.
It's like, why you hopping in a car with somebody?
Yeah, because her bartending is his cheating time. So he don't give a fuck about her. You know what I'm saying? So and that's like the long and short of it. So I was just basically trying to show the women like, yo, love yourself, find somebody that's going to properly love you and care for you, and not just let a motherfucker just tell you whatever that you want to hear and you just believe the shit. A man got to put action behind anything that he say, or it's bullshit, or he running game on you. You know what I'm saying?
This goes back to what we was talking about last week, like taking care of the women and this, that, and the third. It's like, it's literally gotten to the point, like, it's funny, again, today, driving in the hood, I had like 3 different niggas get on the bus. The one nigga got on the bus.
Can I get a ride, OG?
Yo, the one nigga got on the bus and was like, yo, they ATM broke. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, nigga, what? Like, so you was going to take $20 out and use that to get on? Like, shut up, man. I'm like, it's just so silly. And I'm like, it's crazy that it's really men. It's the men doing this shit. And it's like, I can understand why the women don't be wanting to fuck with y'all. Like, don't be wanting to be near you motherfuckers. It's like, it's borderline pathetic, you know what I mean? It is. It's sad that I gotta say this shit, but it's like, it's so many women I know who work hard, who do good things, who are about progressive, lifestyles, and then I turn around and see niggas, and it's just, I told you, chick was on the bus screaming on the phone, the nigga, you bum ass homeless nigga. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, sis, you gotta shut up, because I'm trying to relax a bit. But it's like, the fact that she said that, like, you bum ass homeless nigga, it's like, it's gotta be some validity to this shit. Like, you
gotta be overstaying your welcome on somebody's couch.
Like, no one has ever called me a bum ass homeless nigga. It's like, no, that don't make sense. So it's like, it's validity to this shit, and it's like, niggas really had this thing where it's just like, whatever. I get a place to stay. I don't care what shorty do. And that's what be running around. And it's fucked up for
Absolutely.
real. So it's a vicious cycle.
Yes, it is.
That you and me aren't going to be able to end.
Nope.
We'd get Trump impeached before we'd be able to end that shit.
Right.
Real quick, did you see Trump tweet the gif of him hitting the golf ball and the golf ball hitting Hillary in the back of the head?
No.
I'm like, Trump is a fucking Trump is a nutcase, yo. Like, he's a maniac in that fucking White House.
Craziest motherfucker ever.
Ever.
Yo, Hillary released her book last week.
I seen it.
Let's call it like How Did It Happen or some shit like that. And it's basically chronicling, I guess, all the missteps of her campaign and how the fuck Donald Trump became president. The shit sold 300,000 books in a week. The shit broke the digital book record, like 184,000 units or some shit like that digitally in fucking 7 days. Like, it's crazy. It's like one of the biggest book debuts in history.
Sheesh.
But Charlamagne made a good point. He was like, yo, if you sell, it's like if you can get 40 million people to vote for you, you should probably sell 300,000 books.
Yeah.
Like, somebody in there should want to give you their fucking money. Yeah. But yeah, she killing that shit. So I can imagine her fucking book money is off the chain.
Oh, yeah. Shit, Charlamagne book money probably off the chain. I'm going to buy his book this weekend. I keep saying I'm gonna go get that shit.
Yeah, my guy Sean Handy, he's been telling me he was reading that book and Kevin Hart's book. He's like, I'll go. We had a little meeting last week, and he's like, yo, I don't go nowhere without these books. Like, I just keep them with me. He's like, and I just like constantly like refer back to him like different shit and in these books or whatever that just like resonate with me or whatever like that. He like real smart young guy that like I'm gonna try to help groom and get his thing together.
Yeah, I've literally gotten to the point. That was the reason I got rid of the IG. I'm just like, I'm on this shit too much, and it's just stupid. It's like, it's just dumb.
We
shit.
Talk about it all the time. IG is a fucking rabbit hole.
It's
I be like, I'm not going back on here. 2 minutes later, I'm back on here.
I was looking at my Explore page right before I got rid of it, was like Love and Hip Hop auditions. I'm like, everybody lying, fraud, just doing the most.
All the fraudacity.
And I just was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna chill for a little second. And it's like, I told him I just want to focus. Like, I'm trying to get back up on this World Series shit. So it's like, just focus back more. I've been reading a lot more, doing like just positive shit, man.
You gotta
like,
feed your brain and feed your soul, man. And social media is not gonna do it.
Social media, honestly, is gonna ruin us.
Yeah.
And at one point, I used to be like so enamored with social media, and now I'm just, there be times where I be like, motherfuckers will ask me what's my ad name, and I'd be like, man, see this. Like, real shit. I told a couple motherfuckers that was my ad name, just on the strip, like real shit. It's like I really, the shit just be like annoying to me after a while, because it's like people live for it, and that's my joint. Enjoy it. Yeah. I have a lot of fun. I be on there acting a fool, and that's the part for me that like where I really don't like it no more. It's like the fun got taken out of it.
Yes,
from all the fun that we used to have on there, because you just used to be really fun. But it's like now it's so many rules and this, that you can't, don't do this, don't say this, don't post this, don't do, and it's just like, all right, yeah, nah, this isn't fun. So it's like you go back to Twitter, and Twitter isn't what Twitter used to be.
Twitter is fake outrage headquarters.
Exactly. Twitter ain't like it was.
Twitter is people.
You saw the fake outrage with this shit.
Yeah, Twitter is now fake outrage headquarters, and then number 2, Twitter is people trying to go viral off of your tweet by saying some sensationalized shit over top of your tweet on a retweet. Yeah. That's all it is.
You know what else is going on Twitter now? The niggas that be like capping when a chick is saying some stupid shit. Yeah. It's just like, oh, Lord. Like,
some girl was speaking on that the other day. She's like, you niggas disgust me that be capping for these chicks saying bullshit. She is not giving you no pussy, my guy.
Or a retweet. Like, that's really, the shit just be, like you said, just doing silly shit.
I got a Lyra retweet last week. I told her she was a movie. She retweeted me.
I did that. She retweets all of them.
Oh, yeah?
She like looks, she's like kind of a little off. She looks she looks her name up, because you don't add her. I didn't add her. But I said the same thing. Lyra's a movie. She retweeted. That was months ago. But it's like, yeah, I think she looks her name up.
Yeah, I love her. Lyra baby.
I think Joe Buttons was doing that too.
Lyra baby, I just got some investment money back. I have some extra funds. If you want to hang out, go smoke some hookah or something, eat some chicken wings and some french fries with way too much cheese on them in one of these local bars, I'm here for you. You can find me on Twitter at _CDiddy.
Swag.
Shooting my shot live on air.
I can dig it.
Somebody out there know her that listen. Hook me up.
I'm not shooting my shot, but my name is Matt Makes Me Sick.
Practically married man, not shooting my shot, but just throwing that out there.
But my ad name is Matt Makes Me Sick.
That's pretty much it, man. This show tight as a motherfucker, man. We killed this shit today.
I worked 12 hours a day. I'm ready to go find a bed, man. I done had this fucking milkshake. Do
we have any worthwhile questions?
I didn't even look. Let me see real quick.
I don't mean to belabor this show by no means, but
nothing new.
All right,
all the old ones I hate.
That's all, folks. Episode 36 in the books. I think we're gonna call this episode the Kilo Show. It's number 36.
Okay.
And we're dope, so we're gonna do that.
Love's caption for his pick on his birthday said people where I'm from don't make it to 18. I doubled up and gave him 36 like a brick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna use that for my, I'm not from where, bad shit happens, and I'm not 36, but I really enjoyed that caption. So I'm gonna use my birthday's in 2 weeks. So if you see that, don't be shocked when you see it. But yeah, we getting out of here. Matt Makes Me Sick, C Diddy, realest podcast ever. Go to the realest merch ever. Buy a show. Oh, you know what? I've got a lot of people hitting me that they're buying the y'all weird mugs.
Yeah,
and they want them for work, for when they were in meetings, so the people can see it.
Y'all weird.
I'm like, I never even thought about that shit, but that is a hell of a concept. Man,
we still got 15% off to the end of the month. TRPE 15.
Shit is flying off.
Shit is flying. Our conversion rate. I talked to Paris last night, our e-commerce guy. He's like, yo, y'all conversion rate is pretty fucking good. I thought it was bad. I was looking at it. I was like, yo, this is bad. He's like, no, it's actually pretty damn good. He's like, anything above a 2% conversion rate is very good, and we're at like 4.5.
Good shit.
So it's very, very good. So we get through this month, get all these fucking promotions out of the fucking way, get all these setup costs out of the way. I was explaining to Matt the other day, and then we start making fucking money.
Yes.
Next thing you know, I'm driving a 190E like Nas in the fucking projects.
Let me get a shot with gold BBSs on it.
Uh-huh. So that's all, folks. We are out of here, man. This is we on a hot streak, baby. This 2 in a row. Two hot ones from Steph range.
We out.
We out, man.